If you guys need help using the MPC software, I now offer live video help sessions via Skype. I cover everything from how to sample inside of the MPC software easily to how to make your own beats from scratch. I also offer help on constructing, arranging, and mixing your own full tracks. So check the link in the video description, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. One of the questions that I get over and over again is, what plugins do I use? Is there any advice on any plugins that I can give you? Well, that's what this video is designed to do today. I'm going to give you a quick look at my top 5 plugins that I use in pretty much all of my music production. I'm going to go in the order from 5 to number 1. This video is not a tutorial video on actually how these plugins work. I will, however, leave the links in the video description. That way you can check it out and do the research for yourselves. If you do have any questions on what you see, feel free to drop them below in the video description, and I'll try and help out as much as I can. So without saying too much, let's pull up the MPC software real quick. I'm going to dive into a project. We're going to pull up a few of these plugins, and I'm going to show you what I do with it. Let's do it. All right, I'm inside of the MPC software, and I have a beat that's pulled up. I'm going to let you listen to what the beat sounds like. Check it out. All right, let's pop into the channel mixer real quick and check out what we have going on. First plugin that I make sure that I have in my toolbox is always a nice saturation. This plugin right here is one that you all are familiar with. It's called the Saturation Knob by Softube. It's a very, very well-known saturation plugin. These plugins are not new by any means, but they are absolute goodies to have, and they are absolute forces inside of your music production if you know how to use them well. One of the reasons why I love this plugin is because it is so simple. Just one knob here, and all you do is just increase and decrease. One of the things that I love about this plugin is this switch down here. You can go it on and saturate the low end, the middle, which is neutral, or you can go it on and saturate the high end. And then you just adjust the knob to taste how you want your saturation to be applied. Saturation is a very important tool to use inside of your music production. Also, as well as mixing full songs, it helps to brighten up certain things. And it also helps to give your creations a little bit of warmth and a little bit of body if you need to bring it to your mix. Okay, the next plugin is called Buzz Cut. This is an audio clipper plugin. Clippers are used for if you want to put a certain type of cap on your songs or on your instruments. It'll serve as a guide to where once your sound hits that threshold, it literally calms those peaks down, but it also gives a certain brightness to your sound. This plugin right here is very, very simple again. The beauty about this plugin is that it has an input and an output, meaning that your input is what is coming into the plugin. You can adjust how much of the gain you want coming into the plugin, and then you can also adjust how much you want going out of the plugins. Once you crunch the audio down and have it running through here, you just set your ceiling. So check this out. So you can hear that crunch that it puts on the sound, and this is a very, very, very good audio clipper to have. This plugin right here is free. I'll leave all the links in the video description for all of these plugins that I go through. Very, very useful tool to have. My number 3 is the Luftikus EQ. This is also a free EQ. Very, very good, useful tool to have. One of the good things about this EQ is that it's not only modeled after hardware gear, but it has a very, very unique flavor to it. The thing about this EQ that I love is this keep gain button right here. What this does is when you highlight on it, it says avoid overall gain boost cuts when applying EQ gain. What this means is that when you have this engaged, any knobs that you twist, it will always match your gain. We all know in plugins that when you make certain moves in it, it can be deceiving to our ears and make us believe that something happened just because the sound got louder. Just that simple button right there will match your gain at all times to where no matter what moves you make, you can hear what's being done clearly, and it will always keep your volume at the same level. So this is an amazing tool to have, and it's very, very simple again. Obviously, these knobs will tell you where you're going. This is your lows, this is your mid lows, this is your mids, this is your mid highs, and this is your high end frequencies. And it also has an even higher end frequency here. It also has a trim knob right here, and this will control the gain of the plugin, how much of the plugin that you want. on your signal. So as you can see, very, very simple EQ, but just that keep gain button is very, very effective. Go ahead and give it a try, and I'm more than sure you'll see what I mean. My number 2 on the plugin list is the Slate Digital Virtual Tape Machine. This is an awesome, amazing tape emulation machine. What this does is it puts that nice tape feel on your beats. It does an amazing job for that effect. A lot of you guys that create boom bap or even lo-fi will get a kick out of this plugin right here. I use it on a lot of pianos. I use it on a lot of bells, just to give me that nice warm tape feel underneath. One of the things that I love about this plugin is if you go to the settings button, you can get really, really detailed into how you want to calibrate this tape machine. For those of you guys that know about tape machines, you can get a very, very awesome, amazing sound just by making small little tweaks. So this allows you to jump in here and adjust a lot of different parameters and different things that you can do to the plugin. I won't get into too much of what the plugin does because it is a lot. One of the things that I will show you is that the fact that this also has an input and an output gain as well. And the meters are super smooth whenever you have things running through it. Check it out. And the beauty about these knobs is you can set them to where they move both at the same time. So if I down the input, then the output will start to increase. This makes sure that whatever signal you have that's coming into the plugin, if you down it, you still have a lot of that signal going out, and it balances that very, very well. As I said, I won't get too much into the features, but if you do a little research on what tape emulation does to your music, I'm more than sure you'll figure out what this plugin does and how effective it is. Yes, number 1 on my list, you guys guessed it. You have seen me use it all the time. This is the DMG Audio Equality EQ. It's a very, very good EQ. The reason why I use this particular EQ is because over my experiences with different EQs, they all have their strong points, they all have their weak points, but very few EQs kind of meet that middle level. This EQ has an analyzer to where you can analyze the sound. I went on ahead and I turned the beat up so you guys can see this little red dot right here that increases whenever you're going above the 0 meter. This will let you know that you are peaking in the EQ, which is something that you need to know. If your sounds are peaking in the EQ, then quite possibly your sounds can be distorting and throwing your EQ off. If you go here and click on the digital button, it has all of your phasing right here, your minimum phase, your analog phase, your linear phase. If you go over here, it has your mid side. So if you want to EQ just the stereo field, or if you want to EQ just the middle, you can do that. The cues are super smooth to use. It operates on your mouse wheel. So when you turn your mouse wheel, you can go ahead on and decrease and increase the cues. If you want to reset, all you do is just hold Alt and then you double click and you can reset everything. Down here, it has an undo and redo button, and all of your cues are laid out for you here so you can engage different ones and disengage them if you want. And you can also control your cue points from the knobs here and the different things that they do. This EQ right here is a bit on the pricey side, but I myself don't mind paying the cost whenever I get the specific things that I need. Another thing that I love about this EQ is that it is very, very low CPU intensive. So for those of you guys that want a very limited setup, if your computer isn't that powerful, EQs like this will give you the flexibility to use a lot of them on your tracks, and still it won't clog down your CPU. This particular EQ has pretty much never given me that problem. Even though I do run a high powered system, I have used it on lower type of systems just to make sure, and the same exact result. Keep in mind that there are other less expensive EQs that will absolutely get what you need done. There are also some free EQs that will get what you need done. As someone who mixes a lot of music and a lot of full tracks, something that I've learned is that sometimes it's not the plugin. It's how well you learn to use the plugin for your particular needs and your particular taste. As I said before, I will give you guys a link of all of these plugins in the video description. That way you can go check them out for yourselves if you'd like to. Just pop down in the video description and check that out. There you have it, guys. Just a quick, simple overview of 5 of my most frequently used plugins that have stood the test of time. What helps me to gauge if a plugin is useful is if I can use it on multiple forms of audio. I mix a lot of audiobooks, a lot of voiceover work, all of these type of things I can use these plugins on and make sure that I get exactly what I need for what I'm trying to do. If this video helped you out in any way, do me a favor, drop a like on the video. Also leave me a comment below. I would love to hear if you use these plugins as well, or if you have some plugins yourself that you can share with the community. This is the kid DZD, aka the Drink Kang, live from the Dungeon Palace Studios, and I will check you guys in the next video. Peace out.